All right, so back to this. Ah, on energy drink, but yeah, those aren't I am in this game. At least now I've seen. Hmm. Again, right? But yeah, I mean, we're just making this is what part I'm fully caught up on parts. I believe this is part what 17. I'm going to check because it's gonna bother me until uh I was way the fuck. Am I caught up on uploading? Hold on. It says because this is part 19, so I was way the fuck off. So now I'm actually kind of am I fully caught up? Why is one video hidden? Okay, I'm seemingly fully caught up, but I don't know why one video is hidden. Also, I misspelled the fuck out of one of the titles, but anyway, that's not relevant. But the big thing being, we're just continuing on. So I'm gonna be entirely honest. I've been giving this game the benefit of the doubt, right? For I won't say pretty much the whole time. Granted, it's to counteract like the bias of kind of how I learned and heard about this game to begin with, right? Given that again, the whole comparison to Mori thing, right? And it being a bad game in comparison, right? So again, the whole benefit of the doubt thing counteracts that. So I feel like I've been pretty fair with my sort of what would you call it assessment, I guess you could put it, or sort of like just overall thoughts and opinions about the game. I feel like I've been pretty fair, like again, like I've been saying, I don't think it's a bad game, right? At least from what I've seen. But again, it's definitely not far from the best, right? And I feel like, I've been pretty fair, right, when it comes to it. The last part 18, probably single-handedly, made me like rethink that, right? Just like the last, like that whole part was just a disaster. Again, between the crashes at the beginning, that's the first thing. Yeah, between the crashes at the beginning, between that's the first thing. Between the whole side dungeon you need to complete just to get the dungeon key, that pissed me the fuck off. Um, Again, if it was like just you had to go slightly out of your way to get it, okay, I'd understand. Because that's how the first key was. You just had to basically go, slightly out of your way to get it. But to go through pretty much an entire other dungeon is just obscene. So there's that. But then it also being something to where it's like, again, you do that, and then okay, you go back and get it. The whole freaking dialogue sequence leading up to asking about the vinyl and then realizing that, oh yeah, the vinyl was made by Vela herself and it hasn't come out yet, just because Alex couldn't read the fucking cover. That was like just I have no idea why the fucking developers like did that. That just pisses me the fuck off so much. Because already having us go out of our way, and then the revelation that, oh, he just couldn't read. That's just it would have made more like if there would have been like an actual explanation, like, oh, it's a secret, or secret, vinyl from another world, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I was expecting. I'm like, okay, that's what it's all gonna be for. But no, it literally just doesn't exist yet because fucking Vela made it, right? Or will make it, supposedly. It's just come on. And then you had the whole fucking like race relation like discussion between Alex and like Kalandra. I still, what the hell is her name? It's C. I'm pretty sure it's Kalandra or something. But again, it's like, dude, like, what the fuck is this game? Like, what is going on? It's like, I feel like last part just single handedly like if prior to the last part, again, like I said, I didn't think it was bad, but I also didn't think it was good. I thought it was kind of average. Like, there was like a couple, things that I didn't like about that didn't do well. Some things I liked about that did do well. I'd say it was fairly average prior to the last part. And I'd say if I had to rate it on a scale, I'd rate it like a 7, maybe even like a 7.5. Last part just completely like demoralized and demotivated me. Like I'd say now, like like saying, yeah, this is definitely like not a good game. Like just the last part is like I feel like because here's the thing, I feel like it's weird. It's weird. because it feels like because I mentioned the whole thing regarding, oh, it seems like in I think I put it in good terms. I feel like they're sacrificing, like I feel like it's a two-part thing. One, they're sacrificing sort of gameplay and mechanics, and then overall, what would you call it? The overall like qualities of the game for the story, right? For the sake of telling the story, the plot, the lore, right? That's what it seems like. It seems like it's taking the old indie route of say, fuck the gameplay, right? Fuck how the actual game runs and works, right? Just focus on the story and the plot, right? And the lore behind it. That's kind of the first part of what it feels like. I didn't say that in the last one, but that's kind of what it feels like, at least for that, right? That's like it feels like they're just saying, fuck the actual game aspect, fuck like, the sort of kind of the enjoyment aspect, like, okay, let's focus on the story. But then when it comes to the story, like this is the issue. It also feels like they're sacrificing actual like story development, story progression, like expanding on the story and then giving it depth as opposed to just kind of very surface level, sort of like very surface level discussions and then like dialogue, right? And then like themes and topics that they touch on. So like again, the whole racial insensitivity thing, like it's because okay, I'm white, right? I'm a ginger like Alex. But the whole thing is that I feel like this could have been good potential like character development and a character growth moment for Alex, like, it could have been something where, like, again, he's like, oh, we had our disappearance in Frankton, right? This girl, and they were like, it was sorted out within a month. Why is it that when, fucking, what's your brother disappears, like, and they weren't able to figure out anything. And then, like, Claudio can interrupt and be like, oh, well, let's just say, the police force or whatever, in Frankton has more funding, or we come from a less well-off neighborhood, right? Where the demographic makeup is a different, like I feel like that could have been a good character. Like it seems like anytime there's like potential character growth or development, it's just completely thwarted again. And they just went the whole, oh, white man bad route, right? And it's like, okay, like Alex, I feel like has had like basically zero character growth this whole time, despite the fact that he's went on this like journey. It's like insane. I feel like the one, and again, because the one moment that he kind of snapped, right, where he like asserted himself, which I stand behind him, during that whole like first climax. It was like that was like kind of the one moment. And then other than that, he's just been like stagnant, right? And it's just again, like I feel like again, it's a whole two-parter. They're sacrificing like because the gameplay isn't good. The game mechanics aren't good, right? That's probably one of my biggest complaints. And then overall, just how the game, feels, right? It's like not fun, like it's not enjoyable, right? Like I don't, it's not like a Pokemon game or like let's say Amori, right? Because Amori, they didn't, the story was very much, piecemeal. It was piece by piece, right? They dropped like little bits here and there. So you weren't really focused on the story when it comes down to it. But it feels like that's all this is focused on. Like the whole, like the gameplay is not enjoyable. So it seems like they sacrificed the gameplay, mechanics and overall, like the funness and enjoyance of it for the story and plot, right? The lore, right? Typical indie fashion. But even the story, plot, and lore, like it gets the potential for depth is there, but it seems like whenever they have the chance to expand or actually develop, they just thwart it for surface level, like within of like topics and themes to touch on, but never actually develop any of the characters. And it's just like I feel like the game's a mess. Like I hate to say it, I feel like it's like the culmination of like all of the like indie black screen videos I made. I feel like it's kind of the culmination of that. Like it is the culmination of all of what that ends up coming down to, and it's like this is like the result, right? I don't know when I think it came out like what 2018. Can we before we first, I hate how we're really not that far from the fucking beginning. I absolutely hate that. Have we checked these chests before? Am I an idiot? Okay. Also, maybe I should be checking onism more, but I'm not invested in the story whatsoever. I hate to say it, right? Who's this dude? Oh, because it's just a hoax. Because I think it was a different, set of people that, but it's like I'm just not invest. I hate to say it, just the story. I'm really not invested in it. Like it's just not interesting, and it's just honestly, not. I don't want to say not good because the potential again. I feel like this is such. I don't want to say like a tragedy because it's kind of overblowing it, but it seems like very much like again, it feels like I don't want to even say let down. I feel like missed opportunity is a good way to put it. Like I feel like because again, a story like this, right? Where it's like because I again, like even just taking what it has and just actually, like I'd say if it was more, I don't want to say it's also an example of scope creep, but I feel like if they would have set their sights narrower and kept it more focused, again, I feel like they've completely sacrificed like depth for width. It feels like I don't want to say it's, scrapped together, right? Or, just thrown together. But it's like, okay, so now we go back to Vela. That's where we're supposed to. Where the fuck is the bus stop? Am I an idiot? Wait, hold on, where did we come from? I think I'm an actual idiot. We came, oh my God, we were right there too. I'm not even gonna fight these guys. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have fucking stopped at the cafe. I forgot we were on like 0 HP. Damn, I was like, are we really not gonna be able to outrun this thing? But again, it's such a pain. It really is. Oh well, I mean, we're here. Fuck it. I can run from more. Hold on. This one's the one that heals, right? Oh my God, it's not. WikiDs. All right. Go to here because I actually do want to heal. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna run from it anyway. But yeah, might as well take the time to heal again. It's just I feel like this is like the culmination of sort of like I've made you know how critical I am of indie, right? You know, like I've got like 50 black screen videos on indie. I haven't made any in a while, but I'm just very critical of like indie in general. Yes, this is what we need. Like, and again, it's not that I think indie itself is bad. I think the issue is again kind of the whole mentality surrounding it. And again, treating it as this niche, like, quirky, like pseudo intellectual thing. I feel like this is the end result. Oh my God. Because here's the thing. That was basically my whole point about security breach, right? Going back to that, because that was what kind of started my God, that was what, you know, a year and a half ago almost. But I didn't really start making indie, well, not a full year. Yeah, not a full year and a half ago, but about a year and some change. But again, my whole point was that like people are saying like because the whole security breach thing is like because like people are like like dogging on security breach, but it's like freaking what would you call it, right? It's like, dude, this has been set in motion for some time, right? Hold on, which one? Windtown strip mall. Yeah, yeah, go straight to Frankton. Bitch, this is gonna be a long ass bus ride. Uh, but yeah, like it is, and again, it's about the whole mentality surrounding it. Like, if you focus on, finally good to be back, because if you focused on, like the whole game playing game, mechanics element aspect, right? If you focused on the actual fun and like enjoyment aspect of it, like this would have never happened. But the whole reason for this is because people were sacrificing that for, story, story, plot, and lore, right? Which wouldn't be an issue if it tells a but again, the whole point being that, again, with the whole indie thing, right? again, the issue there is that then, tries to be like this pseudo intellectual thing rather than tell, a concrete story. Instead, tries to be like, again, this whole pseudo. So it's like, again, it's just like, I don't know, like it's weird. And it might be just because yeah, she works for the arcade because I do enjoy them, but it's like, I might just not be the type of person like the target audience are playing, right? But again, it's weird. I don't know. Let's see what the fuck Vela has to say. Now we have like 6 people. We can get up to 6 people on our team. Okay, and we're here. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he kind of because okay, Vela like she realized she was going too far, and they had the opportunity to make up. Alex was like, no, I see. It's like, dude, like you entirely put yourself. And it's like, here's the thing. So funny enough, the one positive, here's what I'll say, because I went on literally YouTube, looked up YIIK, and it was like, yeah, terrible game, like, yeah, garbage, right? But one of the positive videos was about how they make Alex antagonists you hate, right? I don't hate the guy. In fact, I stood behind him during the first climax. I think he was 100% in the right, you know. But like afterwards, it's like, okay, dude, you're kind of dropping the ball on this shit, right? And then it's also like, who knows what's real? Like, it seems like he's hallucinating or having some point of like delusion. So again, it's just like, I mean, and then yeah, like that was entirely on him. Like he didn't, and then fucking not reading the vinyl too. Dude, what? Shut the fuck up. It's YIIK, a postmodern RPG. Dude, just be a normal person. Literally, just talk to her, bro. Like, because again, like, and again, it's this whole thing. I feel like there could have been this whole, because the whole job thing, right? I feel like they started and there was a lot of potential to go down kind of the route of, oh, he doesn't really know how like practical, like real world, real life issues work. And that there could be something involving, okay, he needs to like learn that, or it could be this thing where it's like, okay, he does it in tandem with whatever quest or like but instead they seem to focus on this whole like fucking, it's not saying not go for Sammy, but rather they focus more on like, the oh, um the whole like fantasy thing. And it's like it's just again, it's just not really interesting. So because it's like I mean, I understand falling leads and stuff, but it's like there was that potential, it just wasn't explored. Again, it's just, yeah, it's just what would you call it? Just like wasted potential. Bitch, yeah, it's like you mono and she's literally like, oh, what's up? You need something? And again, who knows how the previous choice would have impacted this? Because if he never apologized to Rory, who knows if he'd apologized to Vela? Dude, oh my god, shut the fuck up. Dude. It's like, yeah, he's like, oh my god, infinite. Okay, that's entirely on you, dog. Like for not reading that shit. That's like the dumbest fucking. To be fair though, I say that, but I mixed up someone's number for 4 months because I 2 digits swapped. But for whatever reason, I just never had a reason to check. Dude, it ain't that serious, bro. Okay, so what now? We still she joined our party? Oh yeah, it's Claudio and I still don't what the fuck is her name? How do I keep forgetting? Dude, it's not out yet, bro. Wow, we got 6-member party. Oh, where the fuck are we eating right now? Bitch, 6-person Chandra. Why do I think it's Calandra? I don't know. Because I combined the names. Burger joint, bro. Okay, so now it's like that's good. Sometimes you need to be a good listener, right? Yeah, that's good. All united or united by their freaking what would you call it? Paranormal, like, you know, what's the term? Extraworldly, the mind dungeon. Bitch, you can go inside with people? Like, how is that possible? We didn't know that. Dude, you're saying this, but you're at a table of 6. Like, come on, dude, read the room. Like, bro, like, it's like, no, we're sitting down with like, oh, what's he about to say? Dude, I swear to God, this man cannot speak for his life. Like, he needs whatever he's about to say, he needs to like peer review it through us. Cause like this man like cannot speak at all. Like, what is he about to say? Like, dude, you're at a table of 6 right now. whatever a person like they care about, say, just think twice. It's not made yet, you fucking dumbass. Okay, so that's the big thing. It was from the other, world. So again, which also this is actually really interesting because besides telling us it's from the other world, it also tells us that it's from the future in the other world, given that it hasn't come out yet in this world. So again, besides being able to travel through worlds, you can also travel through time too, theoretically. I feel like that's very interesting. Like that's like again, this game, it's like because that's an extremely interesting concept, but chances are it's never going to be brought up again. Like, because this tells us again, besides jumping worlds, you can jump through time, right? Through worlds at different times, right? Because it's in the future. Well, the answer is because it's from the future, right? Who the fuck knows? It seems like it's just random crap going on at this point. Because again, the interesting thing that I'm surprised he hasn't picked like because if it's already released there but not here, and we have a definitive date, again, you know, even if the reality itself is completely different, it doesn't need to be the same reality. Like, because it's not like you're just traveling back in time; you're traveling to a different world too, so things are different. But still, from the future, right? Who the fuck knows? I don't. Well, here again, and this is the problem. We like, and especially coming from someone who's literally fucking, jumped worlds, right? With because it's something to where again, this is what it comes down to. Like, let's take real life, for example, real life, our real current world, Earth, and what, like, again, to our knowledge, none of this stuff exists. The issue is, again, it's something to where because of that, it's like, okay, we assume it doesn't exist. There's no reason to believe it does, right? So it's like things for us are fairly straightforward. But once you get a little bit of, exposure or just a little bit of, that sort of aspect of like the paranormal, the extraordinary, right? Otherworldly, um elements, right? Then all of a sudden it breaks the framework of how things are straightforward and opens up the potential for again, like it's not far-fetched to say that everything's linked and there's some cosmic plan, given that even with just the little bit that we have, not just like now, currently in the present, but even at the beginning, once we broke sort of the framework or mindset that okay, reality is fairly straightforward. There's no otherworldly, no extraordinary, no paranormal like elements. Once you break that framework or mindset, right, all of a sudden the possibilities are infinite, right, and the potential is endless for again, things being linked to cosmic plans, right? Like, and again, that's I feel like what he's kind of going through is that again, it's like I'm not saying like I'm standing behind Alex on this, any sort of lead you might as well investigate, even if it comes up, empty, because it's like we know that things aren't as they seem, right? Things aren't as they appear. You can't like trust things to be that way. So, and again, the big thing though, I think it tells us that he isn't picked up on is that besides jumping worlds, you can jump times. They're not all at the same time. So, literally. Oh yes, let's do auto. Roy Chandrakardio. He literally never said anything about that. I didn't even know that was possible. Yeah, it's true. It's like, how the fuck is this here? It's like, yeah, he's like, what the yeah, that's okay, that's just an assumption. But I mean, still better to look than to just ignore it. Yeah, that's why I'm like, bro. Okay, but here's the thing. At this point, it's not even about Sammy. It's about fucking, what would you call it? Like, I don't want to say it's not about Sammy. Yeah, that's a little sauce, that's a little suspicious. Like, okay, what are we supposed to do? Who the fuck is this dude? They found any chance you got a damn, I was gonna say, bitch, what the fuck? I was gonna say, dude, start to serve kale. Bitch, kale isn't healthy. Well, I mean, wait, hey, what? It's like, what are you trying to say that? I was gonna say, dude, like, I mean, kale obviously is healthy, but it's like you can't only eat kale, right? Let's put it that way. Also, oh my god, we're gonna be here, right? Okay, no, we're at the bird for whatever reason. I thought we were gonna be at the one in the strip mall, but again, it's like, I mean, yeah, the big thing. Hold on, let me fucking save first. So yeah, so I guess so this is interesting because that makes it seem like I thought we'd only be able to access ours, but we can seemingly access everyone's. Given that now that hers is an option, I assume we'll be able to go. Yeah, let's go to ours first because I want to like do all this crap. So, oh my god, and yeah, finally gained Vela back in our party because again we're behind on leveling. There we go. Oh, we can level up 3 times. Nice. And again, we're still going for that we're going for that build there, right? Yeah, so go 1.5 on strength, go 1 on luck. Yeah, funny enough, don't even go for PP at this point. Go for just defense. Because we got our 10 and we're good. And yeah, it doesn't seem like the freaking attacks don't seem to be that great. So it's where the fuck are we? Oh, he's the fuck. I was like, why is that Sammy? Is that supposed to be Sammy? Am I tripping? I think that looks like Sammy. Yeah, bitch, I need to level up. Well, bitch, it's our mine dungeon. The fuck you mean? How are we not the master of our own dungeon? It seems okay, yeah, just all right. Did he okay, I was gonna say, did he actually remove our glasses? Wow, 2 and plus, that's fucking unlucky. Oh, we can upgrade both luck and what the fuck? Speed or luck? Now let's go with that speed. There we go. There we go. Level up. There we go. I again needed to visit ours before we did anything, right? So yeah, but now we can go into Velas. So and we're fully healed from that. So, but again, what again, I complete and in this that whole thing in that whole segment is exactly what I mean. So yeah, it's not our mine dungeon. It seems like to be the mine dungeon of Sally or Sammy, but is that ever gonna truly be, explored? Again, it's just like I feel like again, the game could have been good. Like the game could have it could have been a great game, right? I don't want to say it would have been anything like astounding or amazing because again, it's basically literally just your basic like indie Earthbound inspired RPG, right? Funny enough. But again, like I feel like they just kind of like sacrificed it all just to like try to do this whole like pseudo intellectual, like, this whole pseudo intellectual, like sort of surface level, like, you know, appearance or like appeal, right? As opposed to like an actual deeper story that's like concrete and focused, or like even just having good gameplay, and good like game mechanics there, right? Again, so let's see what Val's Mine Dungeon looks like. It's probably going to be her head, right? Okay, now we're in like fucking pitch black. Is that a door in the back? Damn, her mine dungeon looks terrible. Okay, the fucking lights are on. There we go. Yeah, this what why is the mind of Ella Weld? Okay. Why is our fucking mind like our own I don't know, whatever. So where the fuck are we actually supposed to go? Here? Oh, who's this motherfucker? And chances are this will give us some flashback or like, story, like 42 minutes, And then also that's Vela and the again, I was gonna say so this is Vela, right? Bitch, who the no. Who the fuck was sprinting across the damn, that's crazy. Oh, damn it. I was trying to catch him. I look dude, please don't tell me we're gonna have to catch that guy. Oh, I was gonna say, can I really not? Damn, that's crazy. Jesus Christ, can I hey Valhalla, that's actually funny. Is this a robot? Damn, that's crazy. It's for the band. Who is this? Jill. You're not shut the fuck up. You're not serving anyone. Oh, so okay, don't go. Oh wow, yeah, there are a lot of doors here. So let's see what's up with Vela's mine dungeon, right? And then we can kind of figure out. Okay, what's. I'm not gonna go through any of these doors just yet. I think I explore like the main. And chances are, again, this will be like some sort of like flashback. Like it'll give us some flashback into like Vela's, backstory. Probably. Bitch, why is this person just lying down here? Maybe her like origin in the other world before she came here and what happened. Bro, little fucking Snorlax. Can I talk to the man who's freaking skateboarding? I don't think so, dude. There's no way they would expect. What's his freaking pattern? Oh yeah, there's no way you can talk to him. So exit Green Star room. Let's do this now. All right, so smelling salts. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save it here. It's only this is a short part, but I'm gonna be able to do an art part today, and then I can kind of explore the depths of. And again, I can kind of wrap up my overall thoughts about the game. This one too, right? So it's like, again, here's what I think. I just think, I think, well, okay, like So here's the thing with Omori, and again, comparing this to Omori, right? Probably unfair, but it's like, I don't really care at this point. Because I feel like Omori, it didn't really like harp on the story as much. They did it like piecemeal. There would be like bit by bit, piece by piece, you would put the story together. And it was only really kind of in the culminating, like the final, it was literally the final climax of the game where you actually finally learn the truth and sort of the what would you call it? The truth and then the reason behind what happened, right? And you piece together the entire story and then you have whatever endings. So again, up until that point, the whole focus had been pretty much on the gameplay. And then rather than, again, filling in the gaps in the story, it gave like it focused more on the depth of the characters and how they had changed. The biggest thing, because again, and what they do with the dream world, I think was smart and how it represented the past, headspace, and then again, far away being the present. So like rather than the focus being on the story and piecing everything together, instead was on how everyone had changed, and then eventually you do piece it together. But and again, that doesn't mean it's perfect. Like I think like after learning that headspace wasn't actually real, I couldn't care less about it. Like I honestly I didn't even really like past, the whole junkyard sequence in the first Space Boy fight. I don't think I enjoyed Headspace. Like with the okay, Humphrey, like Headspace was like a parabola for me. I enjoyed the beginning, enjoy the end. I really could not care less about the middle part, and that's again after learning that it's not even real to begin with. So again, but the big thing there is that again, like the whole focus, at least, because that was on sort of gameplay mechanics and like that, and then the whole real world aspect was focused on okay, yeah, how like because again, you had those gameplay mechanics kind of threw them out the window, and then you just stripped it down to its very like base like level, gameplay, right? But then again, that was focused more on the character changes and development there, right? But I was like, but for this again, it's just like none of that's there. It's like all constantly this surface level stuff, like that never gets developed, and it just seems they went for wet width and breadth instead of like actual like. And it's sad because I again because here's what I'm gonna say: the gameplay, game mechanics aren't the greatest. I think it's very average and very meh. Like I think they could have developed it more. It could have been more interesting because again, rather than it being strictly all otherworldly, instead it's like, okay, you have this like spillage and this overlap. I feel like they could have done something with that to like have some sort of gameplay mechanics. Or let's say you have like, I don't know, like spirit attacks or something, right? It sounds, corny, but it's like it's given you have that, right? And then as for the story itself, it's just like they should have just honed it in and kept it, narrow, right, and focused. Because instead, now it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, because it's not even like I could check onism, right? But the problem being that doesn't change the fact that it's like it's a new fucking thing every time that gets introduced and is never developed. Like again, it's just even if there's some overall broad general theme, it's like the story's like again, it's really not going anywhere, and the characters really aren't having any like I don't none of the characters have really changed from the start. That's the big thing. None of them have really changed. There's been no character development, right? You know, the potential is there, right? But it was just lost, because it seems like that's something that they just completely forewent. Like, especially Alex, because I don't hate him. Like, I stood by him during the first climax. Like, I don't hate his character, which apparently that's what makes the game good. At least for the one positive video is like you're supposed to hate him, right? But I really don't. Like I just think it's a big missed opportunity regarding you could actually develop his character going from this kind of sheltered, kid, dealing with this paranormal stuff. He could kind of grow into like that combined with okay, kind of the whole practical reality and real life aspect. He could grow into an actual decent character, but they just completely forewent that, and it's just yeah, whatever. Guess we'll see in the next part. But yeah, I just wanted to hear. And the next part, we'll kind of explore all this area and deal with that. So, yep. Besides that, I don't really have anything left for this one. So, yep. That's it for this one. See you in the next one.